Hello, everyone. How's Texas today? Are we doing better today?
Yes.
We've got power.
Yeah, the news came out today. One of my neighbors texted me, said she saw on the news that there are no more planned rolling blackouts. So if you lose power, it's because of something else, not because they're shutting us off. So
yeah, I was reading stories that they were burning their kids like wood blocks and tearing down fences and stuff. I was just like, holy crap! Like, don't they have any trees? You know, like.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I know Austin does. Maybe not in Dallas or the northern Texas, but
yeah, there's parts that have some trees. We're not all foresty like East Texas. East Texas has lots and lots of trees, but
I was surprised in Austin like how mountainous and lush it was with trees. I was very surprised by that when I went there.
Yeah, that's the beginning of what we call the hill country. So, yeah.
Hey, folks, I'm Don. Ross is going to officially introduce me in a sec. But as people are kind of rolling in, I'm going to share a whiteboard for you. And if you could, the trick to doing this is you want to click on View Options and then Annotate at the top. And if you could draw in your worst possible preschool level drawing, what a successful virtual event would look like. And again, I'm looking for poor drawing here. Anybody with an Apple Pencil is disqualified. It needs to be pretty bad drawing, if you please. Thank you, Dasher. I love it. Okay, just wanted to give you something to do while we're waiting for folks to come on in.
How do you write again?
You click on View Options and then Annotate. Got it. Money, definitely a common thread.
Mine was supposed to be eyes wide open engagement.
Okay, very good. I thought there were 2 fried eggs for a second. Very good. Eyes wide open, love it. Smiling faces, great. Don't let me stop the conversation. Glad everybody in Texas is okay.
Is that a bed?
It's like someone is sleeping. I love it. We'll debrief these in a sec. Again, it's your vision of a successful virtual event. Just a couple. Let's wait till 12:35 and then we can get rocking. I'm loving this. 2 eyeballs, 2 smiling faces. Steve looks like a person on a television screen. Oh, Janine has discovered the straight line feature. Well done, Janine. That's awesome.
Somebody's the teacher's pet, as always.
Is that how it's going to be? I see. Yes, sleeping well at night using the text function. I love it. Nice work. Okay, welcome to our newcomers. You will see we have a whiteboard shared and everyone is drawing in their poorest preschool level drawing skill. Please make it poor drawing. What a successful virtual event looks like. And if you want to participate, just click on View Options and then Annotate. And that will give you permission to write on this whiteboard and share it with us. Nice work. Lots of faces, very face focused. Cool. We'll debrief these in a sec. Oh my God, is that a tornado? Yikes.
Be a sales funnel.
It's, what is it? I'm sorry?
Tornado, but it's really a sales funnel.
Sales funnel. Nice. I need a air horn. Super cool. Okay. Ross, did you want to kick it off or you want me to just rock and roll?
You might as well. Well, I'll just say, yeah, real quick. I just want to, thank Don for showing. Don is, specialized in virtual events. He likes to make these things fun. So it'll be nice to get a laugh out of this and do some good energy out of it. And I do want to thank our sponsors, Classic Exhibits and Image Options and the Exhibit Company, basically for helping to make this all possible. So I'm just gonna let Don go with it because he's just better at this than I am. So.
Thank you, Ross. You're awesome. I just want to thank EDPA for having me today. Yes, like Ross says, I wanted to kind of give you folks a demo of a few different virtual engagement activities and best practices that you can use to increase engagement if you're doing virtual events, and also kind of to get some things popping in case you're looking forward towards like hybrid events. I don't know, a little bit more about me. Currently, I work for Google. I lead large group engagement activities, and then I teach virtual presence and virtual engagement best practice classes over there. But prior to COVID, this is when I met Steve at Exhibitor Live. I was doing and still do a lot of trade show consulting, trade show writing, trade show presenting. I was at a lot of tech shows, CES, RSA, and then basically tech and healthcare was my world. But actually prior to all that, for a little while, I was a clown for Cirque du Soleil and a blue man. And the whole through line of all this is communicating messaging and how to engage with messaging and make it stick. That's kind of what I'm passionate about. So speaking of that, let's take a look at this whiteboard and some of this brilliant work that folks have done. Okay, let's see. So first of all, let's look at their eyeballs. Yes, can the person who drew the eyeballs in the middle explain what that means for us?
Yeah, no, that's Dasher's. It was supposed to be eyes wide open and showing that people were engaged. I mean, I think that's the biggest challenge with some of the virtual stuff to this day of keeping people engaged and for a certain amount of time. We're all Zoom fatigued.
Oh yeah,
attention span of gnats these days.
Absolutely. Yeah, thanks, Dasher. How about this whole Jerry LeBlanc's thing? It's a circle with 3 stick figures in it. What's that all about?
Just trying to bring people together, and still, that's what the trade shows try and do in a physical form. So virtual, if we can at least bring everybody together and get that camaraderie or sales, if it's sales or whatever it is, then that would be a successful event, I think.
Love it. Cool. And then class pet, the perfect square down here. What is this going on here?
This is my first effort on a whiteboard. I was trying to figure out how to use all this stuff. So, but my
wonderful.
idea was, I think people are kind of overloaded with Zoom, like Zoom fatigue. But I think if there was more engagement like this, for even for those of us like, what, we could draw on a whiteboard? I don't know how, I still can't figure, how did they find a tool to make like circles? I couldn't figure that out.
So much to discover. So much to discover. Awesome. Well, thank you. And don't have time to go through all of these, but explain the sales funnel. Who did the sales funnel? Ross.
Well, that's why you go to shows, is to create sales leads and opportunities. Well, everybody has a different reason to go to the show, but for the most part, that's their thing. So, and you need a strategy with virtual as you would with a real event, and rules aren't always the same, but the concept still applies. So I figured I'd throw that up there because
Very good.
Somebody took the money symbol. That's what I was going to do. So I figured I'd come up with something else.
Love it. Awesome. Well, great work, everybody. Thank you for sharing that. Okay. Now, this hour is going to be kind of a meta thing. So I want you to steal everything I'm doing, and we'll kind of talk about why I did that. So why do you think I opened the meeting with a bunch of people drawing badly on a whiteboard? Does anybody have any ideas? And you have full permission to just shout out your responses. Anybody have any thoughts?
You wanted to engage us.
Yeah, that's absolutely one-to-one engage. But beyond that, like, why was that maybe different than like a poll or me asking people questions or having people raise their hands?
What kept us busy while we were waiting for other people to come in, but not in a way that necessarily made them feel like they'd missed out on something.
Very good. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Do you pronounce your name Rama?
I pronounce it Rama.
Rama. Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you. Anybody else have any thoughts on that?
Teach us some new tools on Zoom.
Totally. Yeah. Learn about the whiteboard. And pretty much every platform has something like this in various levels of ease of use. I'm primarily obviously on Google Meet all the time, which has its own thing. We use Jamboard over there. And if everybody in your event has a Google account, you can share a Jamboard and make it open to anyone on the internet with a Google account, and it's totally separate than the platform. That way it doesn't affect the grid. So you can all still look at everybody and have the whiteboard in a separate window. It makes it a little more user-friendly for folks who maybe aren't as comfortable with the interface.
So is it an add-on?
Jamboard?
Yeah.
No.
Is that
anybody?
I mean, is it already loaded in our Zoom if you have a Zoom account, or do we need to download it?
Oh, the whiteboard is right in your interface. Yep.
Okay.
Everybody's got it. Yep. The free level for sure. So as some folks have already mentioned, engagement is tough in this medium. As we've all seen, we get a little drained because personally, my theory is we're used to sitting in front of a TV and watching Netflix now or Hulu and just kind of switching off and thinking no one's watching us. That's just, it's where I spend my time in the evening when I'm watching The Crown or whatever. I never think anybody's watching me. So, and on top of that, when someone is in a Zoom call, they have tons of distractions because we're inherently on our laptop or our desktop. So we've got notifications popping everywhere, email, like messaging, text, all that kind of stuff. And folks' cameras are off, so you don't know what their nonverbals are doing. You have no idea if they're even there, if they're paying any attention. It's challenging. It's really challenging to get that rapport going, especially in a trade show environment where maybe you want a sales engineer to be actually talking to someone, and maybe they'll open up enough to talk about their objections or their pain points, or having someone, a prospect, actually talk about their needs. It's pretty challenging to kind of create the environment where that could happen in a situation like this. So I want to give you a few tips on how to do that. And let me share my screen with you really quickly. And they basically all kind of center around three aspects. Hold on a second. And it's so nutty because I bounce from platform to platform and each one has a different way of sharing screens. So they basically center around three things. If you want to get people engaged, you got to do three things. One, you want to build psychological safety. Two, you want to learn how to share the focus effectively. And three, you have to provide a scaffolding of input. Now I'm going to go over what all these mean right now. So to build safety, well, Google found, they did a 2-year research project with 280 teams, and they found that actually the most innovative and the most productive teams, the only thing that made them different was building psychological safety. And I'll talk more about how to build that in a second. Secondly, sharing focus. I found in a Harvard Business Review study, they found at a Fortune 500 company, the most effective virtual meetings are ones where focus is shared, where it's intentional, where everyone gets a chance to contribute. If it's just a one-way it's not even a dialogue, if it's just like a webinar, it's less effective. Because personally, I don't know if anybody has kids in school, it gets into that synchronous versus asynchronous question. Meaning, is this, if we're doing a synchronous event, meaning we all have to be here at the same time, if I'm the audience member, why am I here right now? Why did you not record this and let me watch it on my own time? That would be an asynchronous event. And if I find myself in a Zoom meeting and it feels asynchronous, like a person is just talking at me and there's no two-way dialogue, I get kind of frustrated because why did I commit this time when this could have been easily communicated in another way? And finally, providing a scaffolding of input. That means you want to create rules of engagement. Let your audience know how they can talk. A lot of times people want to talk, they just don't want to screw up the presenter or take the thing off track. So they're afraid to say anything. They don't know how they're supposed to interact. So I like to be really clear on how the audience can interact with me as a presenter or in any kind of a situation like that. So let me stop sharing here. Great. So speaking of rules of engagement, here's how let's do this today. As most of you have, please keep your cameras on if at all possible. I completely understand that sometimes there's a situation where it's not appropriate. That's totally fine. Also, if possible, in a group like this, when it's, I don't know, 30 or 20 or less, I'm getting more comfortable with larger groups keeping their mics unmuted because it kind of creates a all in the same room atmosphere. You hear laughs, you hear people coughing. It just makes people start to feel a little more comfortable, even though it feels a little weird at the top. So if possible, if you're not in a noisy situation, barking dogs, screaming kids, you can go ahead and leave your mic unmuted. And I say that because everyone has full permission to interrupt me at any time. If you have a question, just say, hey, Don, I have a question. The hand raise function, I'm notorious at missing that icon as I am as missing the chat. Usually in a larger event, it can be really helpful to have someone designated to monitor the chat and hand raises that's different than the person delivering the information. Because it's kind of difficult to keep all this input coming at the same time. So, any questions on those rules of engagement? And like I said, I find that really helpful to just cover that really quickly. Even if you're in a group that's very savvy, it may give permission to a person who otherwise would not speak up. Now, next thing, I'd like to get us all moving here on this lunch and learn. So let's all together do some neck rolls and look around the grid. Make sure you are in gallery view and see the rest of your folks doing the neck rolls. Great. Try the other direction. Nice. Very good. Okay, some shoulder rolls. Great. Do some of these shoulder rolls. Oof. I hurt my shoulder somewhere and it's kind of stiff. I think I'm sleeping weird. Okay, now pick any stretch that you haven't seen before that's kind of repetitive and do it. Make sure it's different than anybody else in the grid. Pick any stretch with your upper body. It can do one of these, anything. Make sure it's not like anybody else. I like the ear stretch, Harold. Thank you for that. Now, look around the grid, see someone else's stretches, and I want you to, keep doing your stretches. They were great. Look around the grid and pick someone else's stretch and steal their stretch. Steal their stretch. Steal it. Great. Now find somebody else's stretch. Steal it. Steal their stretch. Excellent. And very good. Okay. All right. Again, I want to kind of take a step back. Why do you think we would do something goofy and silly like that? Any thoughts on why we would do something physical? Go ahead and yell out.
Fun.
Fun. Yes, Janine, thank you.
So that everybody would notice each other.
Exactly. Thank you, Jill. Yes, to get everybody taking in this visual information that's happening in the gallery. Any other thoughts?
To get the
Cool.
blood moving. You don't know how long we've been sitting here before we logged in.
True. To get the blood moving, get everybody awake. Very good. Yes. And to build on what Jill said, I find in a lot of my coaching and a lot of my virtual communication classes, people lament at the top of the class, like, I'm getting no feedback. I have no idea that where's the rapport? How do I know how my message is coming across? And then if we drill on exercises like these, where we're forced to look at the gallery and see all this information that's being communicated, there's actually a ton of information being communicated if you are just aware of the different nonverbals that are happening. Because frankly, I can't think of another time when I would be basically sitting in all of your laps right now. We're all sitting in each other's laps this close to our faces. And if this was a trade show presentation and y'all were sitting on those little weird marshmallow pillows out in front of me, I may not even see a lot of your faces because you're tucked around a pole or something. So there's actually a ton of information getting communicated. Awesome. So the next thing I like to do and utilize is breakout rooms. So I'm going to pop everybody into breakout rooms here. And let me recreate these babies. What do we have? 2, 4, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's do 3 breakout rooms. Excellent. Okay, I will bounce you to breakout rooms in just a sec. And here will be your task. I'm going to actually share these in the chat. And this is a website, and you can just click on it and go here. It's kind of a helpful way. You can share stuff in the chat if you don't want to share your screen, so you can still keep the gallery open. But these are the questions that you will be answering in your breakout rooms. And you're going to have about 5 minutes. Each person should take about 1 minute. There's going to be 3 people, maybe one room with 4. About 1 minute to bang through these answers. And so what your name is, obviously, what you do, your location, and finally your guilty pop pleasure. What does that mean? That means something that nobody else in here knows that you are into that's not work related. Maybe you're really into Harry Potter. I don't know. Maybe you collect baseball cards, something like that. And then I need all of you in that room to come up with one non-trade show or work-related thing that you have in common and create a name, a team name around that. Then pick one spokesperson for your team that's going to say that name when we come back, and that will be it. And so I'm going to release you for about 5 minutes, but before I do, I want to make sure, are there any questions? Does anybody have any questions? And welcome, Jean, who just popped in. Any questions? You can just shout them out if you have a question. No? Okay. I'm going to open these rooms. Let's see, auto breakout in 5. All right, have fun, everyone. Should be bouncing out there. It's Steve.
So I'm not in a room yet. I'm still, is that because I'm a host?
I wonder if it is, because yeah, you're not on the breakout room list.
Shall I take myself off of?
Maybe if you make yourself a co-host, then I would have to be the host. There's got to be one host, I think.
Let me see. I go under. Don't see an option for that. I guess that means I could just pop into any room and, you know, because you can go into any room if you're a host, right?
Yeah. Why don't you bounce into 2 or 3? Because there's already 4 people in room 1.
Okay, so let me go into 3.
All right. Welcome back, Dasher. Welcome back, gentlemen.
We got to unmute.
There we go.
Harold, where are you located?
Lucky me, I'm in Malibu, California.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Wow. Nice. We lost Dasher. He had another meeting he had to jump onto.
Okay. Cool.
He had cooties anyway.
Welcome back, everybody. I want to get these breakout room team names. So Jill's group, if your spokesperson could let me know your name.
I'm the spokesperson, and we are the Great American Bakers.
The Great American Bakers. I love it.
Like a reality show.
American bakers.
Great
Love it.
job.
Dasher's team. Oh, Dasher split. So Harold.
We are the West Side Grillers.
West Side Grillers.
Sounds everybody's food related.
Yeah, it's feeling food related. Janine's group.
We're the frogs.
The frogs.
Matthew's like, I know what that is.
Very good.
Hear the
Okay.
frog.
Show that again. I missed it.
Hear the frog.
Fear the. I don't know what it is. I'm guessing this is a sports thing.
It is.
Frog.
Okay. Love it. Awesome. Okay. So anybody have any thoughts? You probably have done a lot of breakout rooms by now. Thoughts of why breakout rooms are useful in something like this, and especially in larger meetings. Any thoughts?
I think
You
it
get a
makes
chance
people
to
more
get-
comfortable to share because you're in a smaller group from a bigger group. So
Big time.
Yeah.
Big time. So Steve, you're muted if you're talking to us.
Yeah, it's weird. It must have automatically muted when I came out of the room. I think the problem, some of the time, the problem with the breakout room is that there's never enough time. It's almost like there should be a countdown timer, like a big thing in the corner, so you know, because you start in a conversation and then it's always okay. We got to run. Every single breakout room I've been in, you never get a chance to like do what you're supposed to be doing in there, because it's natural to kind of want to talk to the people. Like we all introduced ourselves because we didn't know each other, and then we didn't have enough time to finish the task that we were supposed to be doing.
Interesting. Yeah, good insight. Other thoughts? Oh, Rama, are you talking to us?
Sorry, there we go.
There you go.
Sorry, keeps going off and on for some reason. I did notice that a timer came up. I can't remember if it was the last 1 minute or 2 minutes of the breakout room. So at least we had some warning, which I did like.
We
There-
saw it too.
in the upper
Yeah.
right corner.
And,
That-
and
yeah.
the flip side to that timer thing is sometimes you don't have enough time, and sometimes you're sitting there going, okay, we did what we needed to do. When is this over?
Big time. Yeah, totally. I've noticed that it's helpful for me. I always give a little too little time, depending upon what the task is. But it's nice to have people hurry. And also, yeah, and I think you can adjust the timer appearance and how quickly it closes in the settings, the meeting settings, like deeper into Zoom. But certainly if you're doing more of a hybrid event or a trade show event, you'll probably have some kind of proprietary virtual meeting interface. I would think that you can control that a little more in a little more refined nature. But yeah, cool. I like those breakout rooms, just like what you said. It makes people feel more free to speak. And then when they come back to the meeting, the engagement is just up about 40%. Like people talk more when they come back after breakout rooms. I don't know if it's something about being away from the teacher and like you're feeling like you're getting away with something. I don't know what the psychology is, but it seems to work. So awesome. And there was actually a study I found that in terms of the actual specific tasks that I gave you in those rooms, having people share something personal makes it help teams build up to 26% more productive brainstorming sessions. But basically, it just means people feel more free to give input. So if you're transferring this to like a sales and engineer discussion, after doing something like this where they've already shared something personal, it may open the door to sharing more about their work troubles or pain points or something like that. I think a possible use could be, because you can specifically assign these breakout rooms and build them in real time before I send you out. You could just make sure a sales engineer or salesperson is in every room with multiple prospects as well. So now let's move on. Let's do a scavenger hunt with these amazing teams. So here is how this is going to work, the logistics. You're going to have 4 minutes to scavenge. I'll be throwing you back out into these same teams, these same breakout rooms. You'll have 4 minutes. When we come back, the spokesperson will have exactly 1 minute to present to me all the things in order off the list, which I'm just about to show you. And after they say each time and the person who has it holds it up to the camera, I'll say, got it, and I'll note it. And that's the way we'll move through. So it'll have to be efficient with the spokesperson showing what they've collected over these 4 minutes. And just a note on judgment calls, if it's a judgment call, I am the final judge, and you can scream and cry all you want and curse me in the chat. That you have full permission.
Go to Sam's. And
Can we bribe you?
You absolutely can bribe me. Yes. So here is the document with what you will be searching for. I'll go over them here. Where's our virtual scavenger? There we go. Okay. I think that's Jill, right? There we go. Yeah, so everything's worth 1 point. Once we start, if one team member drinks a liter of water while the spokesperson is presenting, you get a point. If you show me a candle, show me a coffee maker, one team member shows one object they've had since they were 1 year old and tells a story in under 10 seconds, that's a point. One team member shows an object from their favorite vacation, tells a story in under 10 seconds, that's a point. One team member dramatically recites names of 5 famous boy bands, and this needs to be pretty pumped up. You need to perform this, okay, for this point to click in. One team member performs 10 seconds of a TikTok dance. And as I could tell, you all seem like big TikTokers, as I am.
Yeah.
So don't try and fool me, because I'll know. And
how about if we have one from another time, from a different day?
From it,
like a real TikTok one, though.
If you do the TikTok dance,
okay.
If you must physically do it on the camera, yes. If you show me your phone, does not count. Yes, good question, Jill. Simultaneously show any size or breed of pet on camera. So the way this would work with the spokesperson would say 1, 2, 3. Everybody holds up a pet. You all get 1 point for every pet. And team members simultaneously hug a loved one on camera. 1, 2, 3. People hug. You get a point for every person. And the bonus, if everybody's wearing a wig, you get 5 points. 5 points if everybody wears a wig. No points if not everyone is wearing a wig. And creative interpretation of what a wig means is encouraged. So any questions on these tasks before I release you for 4 minutes?
No, but I'm sorry. I thought when you were trying to figure out who was talking, I thought I was muted when I was telling my husband what kind of toothpaste to buy. Sorry.
No worries. No worries. Any questions? We good? Okay, let me get into our breakout rooms here.
So we both have to have the item for it to be considered a point.
Say that one more time.
We both have to have the item to be considered a point, or just one of us have to have it?
Just one. Just one. The only time you need multiple people is the wigs and the pet and loved one. Okay. And the wigs, you only get 5 points, or if everyone has it. And the pet and loved one, you get as many points as there are pets and loved ones.
And Don, Jeannie on our group doesn't have a camera or a microphone, so she would have.
How many?
Just so
how
you
many people in your group?
In showing any video or anything like that. So
good.
There are 4 on our team now.
She can lie. She says she's wearing a wig. She's carrying a coffee maker, so she's probably gonna. You guys will win now.
I like this.
She's the editor of Exhibit City News. She has all this stuff in her office already. Just so you know.
Steve, can you jump into, both room 2 and room 3 are going to be low on people. Maybe Steve, you jump into room 2. Is that cool?
Okay.
All right. I'm going to open these rooms and you have 4 minutes. Good luck. Oh, nice.
Don't say it.
No, nothing to say. Nothing to say. Genius.
Easy.
I love it. Awesome work, y'all. Okay.
Oh,
We are gonna move.
crushed it.
We're gonna move quickly. So let's start with Great American Bakers. Spokesperson, are you ready?
Yes. All right.
Okay.
The water.
Okay, your time is rolling. Do you,
He's drinking, so I've got
Okay.
a coffee maker,
coffee maker, got it?
lit candle.
Lit
Which
candle,
I'm really
got it.
about to blow out before it burns me.
Okay. What else do we got? Nice work,
Yeah,
sir.
Matthew.
Okay. This is my baby cup that was given to me when I was born, so I've had it since I was 1.
Got it.
Oh, wow.
Not sure I'd buy it, but okay.
Well, it's dirty, so you can't see the engraving on it. I'm sorry, but it has my name and birth date on it.
Okay, sold. You
Yep.
get it. Get the point. Good.
I did all 50 states. By the time I turned 50 on my 50th birthday, we went to Hawaii, and these were the beads that I got from my.
Got it.
Well, Jill, band names.
The Beatles and the Beach Boys, Boyz II Men and NSYNC and BTK. I don't know what they do, but
Amazing work.
Thank you.
That was time and squeezing right in under the time limit with the incredible performance.
nuts.
Of,
We didn't do the
That
pets.
was our TikTok dance and our bands at the same time. So
Yeah, you
Oh.
ran out of time. You ran out of
No,
time.
ours were the same. I did TikTok and bands at the same time.
TikTok and bands. Okay, I'll accept that. I'll accept that.
Good job,
okay.
Jill.
and you got
Nice
our
work.
wigs, right?
And their wigs.
Yeah, we had our wigs.
Yes, we had our wigs.
You guys are pushing it.
You're the
You're
judge's
pushing
final.
it.
Hey,
You're pushing it.
make
I'm
your
gonna.
have.
I'll give it to him. I'll give it to him. Okay, that's Great American Bakers. Great work. Let's give them a round of applause. Up next,
job.
West Side Grillers. Are you ready, spokesperson?
Fire away when you're ready. Okay,
Okay,
so
go for it.
in no particular order. Here's me without a mustache when I was under 1 year old. I've had this picture since then.
Love it. Got it.
Come here.
Trip to Jamaica. Everybody has a hand carved bird.
Got it.
The wig, you'll see all of us have our wigs.
Very good.
There
Got
is
it.
Steve.
1,
Okay.
2, 3,
you.
4, 5.
I got
Okay.
a candle.
Piano. Got it.
And while they're doing that, I'm going for the water.
Coffee
Water.
maker.
Coffee. Got it.
I have no idea about boy bands, and
Good job, Jill.
I'm okay with that.
15 seconds.
Hurry, Harold, get it. Go, 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 go. Go.
Got it.
Harold, good job. Woo!
Get up.
5, 4, and that's time. Good work.
job. All right, grillers.
Oh, look,
Nice
you got that
job.
hat in the thing. That's a clever one. A virtual hat. That's good stuff.
Oh.
All right. Last but not least,
Could've done
but
virtual
first, let's give grillers a round of applause. Great work. And frogs, are you ready, spokesperson?
Let's get the
Yes.
dogs in there.
All
Here's
right.
Bonnie.
Like,
In 3, 2, 1, go for it.
Okay, water drinking begins.
And the
One
dogs.
with candle. Coffee
Yep.
maker.
Hey, Michelle, come here. Please.
I see 3 dogs. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Got it.
Coffee maker.
actually measured his.
Got it.
Okay. From the vacation, here's the boxing kangaroo pin.
Very good.
Hey, family member hug.
I see 1 family member.
Good
Yeah, very
job.
good.
Okay, then my backup team is gonna start singing Boys to Men, One Direction. Take
That's
that,
the one I was trying to think.
in sync. New Kids on the Block.
Got it.
TikTok, TikTok.
Take that.
Carolyn,
All right. 10 seconds.
Water's done.
I think that's everything. We got our
Got it,
drinking
Paul.
done, coffee.
Our wigs are virtual.
Nice.
All right, that's time. Let's
Good
give
job, good
frogs a
job.
round of applause.
Good job, Paul.
And happy birthday. This is Highland Bonnie Noel, and she's 11 years old. It's her birthday today.
Aw,
That is
cute.
awesome.
Well,
But you're a little
as
big for lapdog, but there you go.
you're probably all desperate to know where we landed. In third place with an excellent showing, frogs. Good job, frogs. Good job. Second place, also opening out of the gate, super strong, Great American Bakers. Great American Bakers, good work. Winners, West Side Grillers.
Good job, Griller.
Nice job, West Side Grillers. And
All
Harold
right.
takes the prize for best wig. I don't know where that thing came from, but I love it. It is awesome. So, very cool. Okay, so that's pretty much about it. Just to
Don, I don't know if you can
Oh,
see
there you
that.
go. We can see it. Oh my gosh, Matthew.
Got my name. It says 3366.
Wow.
wow, that's so cool.
It sits on
I
my
think that ought
bookcase
to
right
get a
here by
huge
my desk.
prize. I
Happy
salute
early
you with
birthday.
my boxing kangaroo.
Yeah, but Matthew, please though,
I have a
were you
box-
drinking coffee as a baby, or that's what I don't understand?
It's
I
just a
don't know.
silver,
Oh my
a
gosh,
silver
Ross.
mug. It used to be the gift.
Yeah,
gift.
it's
Okay.
It's made of silver. That's why it's so tarnished. So every couple of years, I get toothpaste and a toothbrush, and I clean it. And then it's been a few years, so it's tarnished back up. But yeah, so it's a baby gift that you get from like your godparents or something when you and. I'm Catholic. It's a thing that we do, I guess. All my family have them. So we all have-
That's so cool.
Oh,
My
cool.
dad was in the army and we got one. I got one.
Yeah.
But it's at my mom's, so.
yeah, my mom decluttered and she sent us all of our childhood crap. So
That's what happened to me too. I was like, oh, you could have kept that. It's fine. No, awesome work, everybody. Yeah, so I'm hoping this just maybe triggers a few things in your brains that you can maybe pitch to your clients or use in your own events for trade show type situations. Obviously, these can all be customized to include sales presentations inside somewhere along the way. Another thing to realize is they were all super low stakes. Right off the bat, I encouraged everybody to draw really badly. I think that's really important for something like this, where people don't have to feel like they're at work and they have to be super perfect. If you give permission at the top to not be perfect, it may help open up conversations later on. And I think there's also some possibilities for hybrid type things, certainly with scavenger hunt or incorporating virtual and in IRL people at trade shows. I think that'll be an interesting thing to explore and figure out. I know it is challenging. My partner teaches now hybrid in high school here in Palo Alto, and it's incredibly exhausting, and it's a whole new skill set of delivering information to in-person people as well as people on Zoom at the same time. It's incredibly exhausting, and it's a new skill set. So I think that'll be a new thing to explore as we start rolling back into the trade show exhibit halls, which I'm very excited for. Just as far as other services I do for smaller groups, I find PowerPoint karaoke works really well. Smaller groups that maybe know each other or are very familiar with the industry. That's when I have some silly PowerPoint presentations, very short, and each person has to present to these crazy slides that they've never seen before, in front of the other people. That's kind of fun and silly. And then for larger groups, obviously it gets a little bit harder to do report backs if I send you all out into a breakout room and then I have everyone come back and discuss what they discussed. If there's 100 people, that'll take forever. And so it makes more sense to do more of a trivia kind of a challenge. And there's lots of different apps that can do that. I'm probably Social Point is a member of your group. Sam Smith does a lot of stuff at trade shows that I've worked with. He also has a hybrid virtual activity that you can do. So yeah, any questions? Anybody have any questions about this stuff? Anybody experimented with it and had any success or not success?
No, I think it would be fun to like play Pictionary with the whiteboard on a small Zoom. That would be good.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah. Other
There's an
thoughts?
organizer out there called Creative Mornings. There's probably a chapter in everybody's community. If you're not part of it, take a look at it. They do things like this and are really great on doing interactives. It's the first time I ever encountered a scavenger hunt in a large group of 300 people. It was
Wow.
It's bonkers. Yeah.
How did they handle like points and stuff?
What they did is they broke everyone into groups. And that was probably the max breakouts where you get, I think, 100 breakouts in some of these, 3 to a room. Everybody introduced themselves, and then you had to go and find random objects that the biggest book that you have, other little things. And then you would come back to the larger group, and here's a gigantic gallery, and everyone's holding some of the items that they went and had to scavenge.
So it wasn't a competitive thing. It was just more of a like, let's all hold up our big books. And then you look around, you're like, oh, that's interesting. That's cool. Okay. Yeah. That's a great way of handling that. I was wondering about that. Anybody else have any experiences that were really successful or best
Every
practices?
month, Classic Exhibits has conversations with its distribution group. There's about 15 people per conversation. And I found that most of them are in sales, and there's never an issue with salespeople not wanting to talk. So it's very contributory and works quite well.
Cool. Classic Exhibits, you said?
Yeah.
Great. Anybody else have any thoughts on this?
Hey, this was great. I got to jump. I actually have a client meeting, a real work thing. So
nice.
Awesome.
This was awesome,
Thanks.
guys. Thank you.
Take care.
Thanks, Matthew. Take it easy.
Thanks, Matthew.
Bye.
Yeah, and with that, I will follow up with you folks. Thanks for coming. Would love to. Yeah, thank you. I'll stay on just a minute here if anybody has questions, but other than that, I'll give you the rest of your day. So thanks so much for your participation. That was awesome.
Thanks.
Great job. Thank you, Ross, for bringing Don to this. This was really fun.
Great. Glad you enjoyed it. Thanks for showing up.
Oh my gosh, Harold, you were
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Thanks, Paul.
So Harold, you need to take a picture of you with the wig on and have that as your new picture there.
I'm disconnecting now.
Yeah, I don't need to know and nobody else needs to know. I see we'll stock in another one.
Yeah.
Bye.
Probably tomorrow, right?
Probably. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.